let's see. Yeah. I don't know that. Okay, I think now we're up and live and going. We're gonna talk about what went down tonight. Um, for me, this was really just the show. I thought, I really thought matches they really. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to get started reviewing. We always do here. So the kickoff match was Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa versus D. Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar. This is part of the cruiserweight thing that they're doing here, and they're still doing the purple ropes and everything. This really has to stop. I mean, it really does. I mean, they have to stop with these purple ropes. If you want the purple ropes on 205 Live, I'm okay with that. I think to me that's totally okay. But to continue with these ropes on Raw and then on the pay-per-views, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't, and it's so tiresome. It really is. And but as for the match goes, the match was entertaining. The match had flow. I thought the match was really good. I think the crowd still is not maybe into the cruiserweights very much. They seem to be into the other cruiserweights, we'll get to later. But they weren't into these ones, although there were some very much. The guy Tozawa, he's got the ha thing going, and the crowd seemed into that. But otherwise, I don't think they were very much into it. It was an okay match. Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa won. Rich Swann breaking out the Phoenix Splash, which is something special. I think maybe you would want to save that for WrestleMania, unless you're going to continue to use that as your finisher. Now, if he keeps that as his finisher, that's totally okay. But if this was just a one-time thing and you don't see him do it again, then I think that was probably this is maybe the wrong time to break that out. But Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa, they beat Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar on the kickoff show. Then the pay-per-view starts, and the first match is Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn. And Corey Graves talks about Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe having a great 2 out of 3 falls match in NXT a few years back. So these two obviously know each other, and they've probably done some things like in the past, and maybe some of the indies, and maybe Ring of Honor, maybe, who knows. But this match was okay. I think again, it's the same story, but it works. It's the same story with Samoa Joe and with Sami Zayn. It works. Sami Zayn gets his butt beaten, but he has the intestinal fortitude to come back, show he's got guts, show he's got will, and to go through all of that and succeed sometimes. And in the Samoa Joe matches that I've seen since he's come up, it's been domination. They're calling him the Destroyer, and that's what he's been. He's been destroying people, and I think he damn near destroyed Sami Zayn. But I think what happened was, again, great match. I liked the ending with the Coquina Clutch. There was no tap out. He passed out again. So I think I like that better. Him passing out instead of tapping out, because again, it's showing that he's not willing to give up. He's not willing to give nothing up. So I like that. I like the fact that he passed out, did not tap out. The winner of the match, Samoa Joe, told a great story. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with Samoa Joe at WrestleMania. I think that they could redo this match over again. I don't know, with now the Intercontinental title being going with Dean Ambrose and what's the guy? Baron Corbin. That match looks to be for WrestleMania. They've been doing a ladder match, so maybe this year's ladder match will be for the United States title. We'd love to see Joe in that. I think Joe would be awesome. Is that? Although Chris Jericho's United States title, I apologize. Now that I think about it, and he's gonna have a match of his own, and we'll get to that later. So let's move on. It's the Raw Tag Team Championship match. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson against Enzo Amore and Big Cass. I'm probably the only one who does not particularly care for Enzo and Cass, and mainly it's Enzo. I mean, the way they've booked them over the last month and a half has been that Enzo talks all this shit, and then Cass has to fight his battles. I mean, at some point, Cass has to go, shut the F up, and just, and stop talking. And I'm hoping it's very soon. I want to see Big Cass go on his own and see what he can do. Now, that being said, that probably isn't going to happen for a while because they are kind of over. I was reading something on Monday on Twitter. Somebody said, you know what, that pop for Enzo and Cass is dwindling and dwindling and dwindling every week. And I feel that too. They still get a good pop, and they still want to speak with Enzo and talk all of his, all of his junk. My name is Enzo and Murray, and all. They want to do all that with him, but it is getting smaller and smaller, and so I think what they're gonna have to do with them is either piss or get off the pot, as the old saying is. And I'm not sure if they're wanting to piss, right now, because they had to piss or get off the pot with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. And I think that's the more effective one. It's always good to have a great heel, because you can always go back to the New Day. You can always go back to Sheamus and Cesaro, for for the face tag teams. I don't. The heel tag teams, they're not many, right? The Shining Stars are kind of a joke, and I don't even know if there's another heel tag team. I really don't. So unless what's his face, the Revival comes up after Mania, maybe, but who knows? But as for the match itself, I still know it's been a long time. But as for the match itself, again, it's an okay match. Told a great story. Like he's supposed to, by the book. The smaller guy Enzo gets beat up on, makes the hot tag to the big guy Cass. Cass takes over, and they even hit the move, the Boom Shakalaka, which is a silly ass name, but they hit the Boom Shakalaka, and they didn't get the win, but Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson got the win. So we'll see. The way the match ended with Enzo's foot on the ropes and Gallows pushing it off. That could mean that there's a title rematch waiting for them down the line. What I would like to see happen at WrestleMania is maybe a four-way elimination dance like they had a few years ago, or maybe it's the New Day, Sheamus and Cesaro, Enzo Amore, and Cass, and the Gallows and Anderson, where it is just all over here, and that's all it means. So maybe that's what I like to see. We'll have to see. I definitely want Sheamus and Cesaro at some point at WrestleMania doing something. I don't want them not being able to or even worse, maybe be on the kickoff show. I don't want that. I want them to kick off the show, maybe, but not be on the kickoff show. So, big night for Gallows and Anderson. They win. They defeat Enzo and Cass. So then we have Sasha Banks and Nia Jax. Again, the wrestling was great. And this is what I was talking about when I said earlier. I was kind of disappointed in the way that they did some of these matches. I was kind of disappointed in the way they won, because I don't know if Sasha Banks needed to win against Nia Jax. And the way she won doesn't hurt Nia Jax. It doesn't. it's kind of like the leverage thing where she rolls up Nia Jax and then bridges on top of her so that the leverage, so that she has all the leverage and she can't kick out. So it's perfect. It makes sense. But I still would like them to do with Nia Jax what they've been doing with Braun Strowman. And Braun Strowman really hasn't been, he hasn't been getting beat, and and actually Braun Strowman has fell off. He's been knocked down flat on his back maybe 3 times, 3 times since Survivor Series. Maybe I don't even know if he even survived because in that 8-man tag Survivor Series match, I don't even know if he got knocked off his feet in that. And I automatically thought maybe he did, but as I'm trying to go back and remember, I don't even know if he did get knocked off his feet. So I think I would have liked to see that more dominant, more fierce Nia Jax. I would like to see her win, but Sasha Banks won. I guess that's okay. There's a rumor that they're going for a 4-way dance. So at WrestleMania, that's not the way where I would go. I will tell you the way I'm going to go a little bit later on in the pay per view, in the review I should say. But Nia Jax loses, Sasha Banks wins. Perfectly acceptable wrestling, very okay. Just kind of disappointed with that. And I think here's where they started to lose me, and maybe some of the crowd as well. So, on the kickoff show, Jinder Mahal comes in and says he wants to prove that he's a singles guy, right? And he wants a singles match. And then Rusev comes in and says the same thing. So I'm thinking this is going to be on the kickoff match. They decided to put this on the pay-per-view. Here's the first thing about this, right? There's one thing if you want to do this with Raw. Because I can maybe make this, I can maybe, have disbelief in the fact that not everything on Monday Night Raw is always set. Okay, because maybe you want to leave things open. Maybe you say, okay, well we had this plan, we'll cancel it and do this one. I can make disbelief on that. But for a pay-per-view event, everything should already be set in stone. A match should not happen the day of, especially on the exact pay-per-view. That's what the kickoff match. That's what the kickoff is for. If you wanted to have that and have them do that on the kickoff, that would have been perfectly fine and dandy. So Jinder Mahal comes out first, and then Rusev comes out. They fight a little bit. Jinder Mahal throws Rusev, over the railing, or knees him over the railing, and his match is first, and it's Cesaro. And crowd was not wanting this match, because listen, they haven't been making Jinder Mahal out to be something special. So, they're not wanting to see Jinder Mahal, get all of this offense in. And so I heard some boring chants and some other things. There was a couple of other chants, maybe some JBL chants, maybe, who knows. But there was just and again, the match was okay. Everything tonight was okay. Nothing blew in my mind. Nothing was epic. Everything was okay, wrestling wise. Some of the things that the stuff they did was kind of crazy. But so then they go out and they have this match with Cesaro, Jinder Mahal. Cesaro wins. He beats Jinder Mahal. Then Rusev comes in. He beats down on Jinder Mahal. And then his match starts, and it's the Big Show. And the Big Show comes out, and they have a match. And this one was a much more competitive match, much more entertaining match. Big Show gets the win. And he got the win in a questionable way. I would almost say, I never say that somebody buries somebody, but this is a way to almost bury somebody. I mean, 3 choke slams, and then he puts him up in the corner and knocks him out, and then covers him. That's either burying somebody or trying to make Rusev look so strong that you have to beat him with 3 choke slams and a knockout punch. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I know there's been some rumors and talks that the thing with Shaq for WrestleMania is off. So now you have to try to. So maybe. And Big Show's lost all of this weight. He's getting this great shape. Because, let's face it. When you think, Big Show, Shaq's not a wrestler, and the Big Show has been the Big Show. So I'm sure that I think Big Show is going to retire at the end of this year. Too. So I think that he maybe wanted one last great thing to happen. He wanted to make this match with Shaq happen and be great. You know, but it just it looks like it's not going to happen. So he's in this great shape. So I don't know what they're going to do for WrestleMania with show or anything like that. But tonight maybe tonight that was it. They said, well, since it's not going to happen with Shaq, we're going to let you go out with Blaze of Glory. Beat the hell out of Rusev. 3 choke slams and a knockout punch. Beat him up. And that's what happened. So Big Show beats Rusev in this crazy thing that they would do on Monday Night Raw. You should not do that on pay-per-view. Pay-per-view matches should be set in stone. They really should. I just, boy. Okay. Anyway, so then we go to the cruiserweight match, and the cruiserweight match is the champion Neville against Jack Gallagher. This match was awesome. This match, I think, I talked about area match was okay. Actually, I'm gonna take that back because this match was pretty good. This match, I think, it started off kind of slow, but it got like around the middle of it. It really got into it, and they even get the crowd to chant, "This is awesome! This is awesome!" Which, at this point, the "This is awesome" chant really means nothing. It really does, and I'm not saying that for Neville or Jack Gallagher because it was a good match. I mean, it was a good match. I don't know if it was worthy of a "This is awesome" chant, but it was a good match. A lot of these matches are not worthy of a "This is awesome" chant, but the crowd does it. They either do it as sarcastically, or we really have come to the point now where any type of entertainment they get, there's so, the thing is so low of entertainment wise that they go, well, listen, this is, I'm getting entertained by this, so maybe this is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. And so I don't know, but they chanted it. And it was good. Some devastating headbutts by Jack Gallagher. And the third headbutt when he headbutted Neville when Neville was on the sitting on the top rope. I'm gonna say that he did the hit the thigh trick. That when he hit the head, but he also hit his thigh to make that slapping down. Because I don't know if there's any way he could headbutt Neville where he headbutted him and have that sound be made and not one of them be knocked the hell out. Because there's no way. There's no way that happened. And so I really do think that that's what went down. So I think he slapped his thigh. So the match ends. So then that's close to the end because then afterwards he goes to the top rope and then Neville reverses, suplexes him down, hits the red arrow. The first time he's done that since Neville's turned heel, or maybe the second or third time. But to finish the match, he does it. He hits the red arrow, and it's a 1, 2, 3. It's a victory for Neville. He retains the title. And listen, both guys are over in the cruiserweight division. So, I think what I would like to see is I think one of the things maybe to break up Enzo and Cass is maybe to put Enzo in there. They like Enzo so much, maybe put Enzo in the cruiserweight division so that they can, liven up the place. Austin Aries is coming back, so maybe Austin Aries can liven up the cruiserweight division. Get these things going and, get these guys going and going. So, we'll have to see. Excuse me. And actually, you know what? Excuse me for a minute. Let me just get some water. As I said, what I was going to do when I started doing these things. Now, I was going to go down some water with me by my side. Because I was doing a lot of talking. And when I do a lot of talking, when I do these live rapid reactions, or do the talking things in general, I almost start to yawn. And I don't know what that is. I start talking and I start to yawn. And I don't know why. I don't know what that means or anything like that, but I just started to do so. Just give me a couple of seconds here. Okay, so let's continue. Um, Next match, Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. So I really, everybody thought that Roman Reigns was going to win. I think there were some people out there that were hopeful. They were keeping their hopes up. I want to say that Roman Reigns was going to Roman Reigns was going to lose to Braun Strowman, but I think that was a known thing that Roman Reigns was going to beat Braun Strowman. I think everybody saw that coming a mile away. Um, but again, I think the finish was kind of crazy because the way they just had this guy, go about his way, Braun Strowman, is that he seems to be unbeatable. So the way he loses is he goes to the top rope for some dumbass reason and does a splash. He misses it. Roman Reigns comes off, hits him with the spear, and it's a 1, 2, 3. While I get the psychology of that, the way he's been booked, he should have kicked out of that. He should have kicked out of that. There should have been another Superman punch, spear, then the fall. And that would have made more sense the way he's been booked. You know, so to not just to just have that happen, I think was kind of strange. Again, okay wrestling, perfect if you can call it wrestling. Again, this is one of these matches where I don't know if there was a wrestling move done. I really don't. I don't know if there was one wrestling move in the match, but it was okay. It was an okay match, okay thing. Roman Reigns wins. He says at the end when he's celebrating his victory, "This is my yard," forecasting the whole Undertaker thing, and I'll give him a thought on Undertaker Reigns right now. And I said this on Scott Keith's blog, like in the comment section. They were talking about somebody sent him an email saying shouldn't they do the what they did with Austin and The Rock with McMahon helping Austin win? Shouldn't they do that with Reigns and Taker, with Triple H helping Reigns win? And and a lot of people I think were started to first Scott did it, start being sarcastic and talking about what should happen, but then a lot of other people were into it too. And then what really I think what really happens is that now you go and you say, okay, well, um, how should Undertaker and Reigns go about at WrestleMania? And for me, what I want to come out of that is two things. I don't care if Reigns wins. I don't care if Reigns loses. The streak is over. So an Undertaker loss means it's whatever for me. That doesn't matter. So no matter win or lose, two things I think must happen. One, Reigns must come out a heel out of this match. And I mean a legit heel. I don't mean talking about this where let's go Roman sucks like they were. I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about he actually done things. He was doing things. He did something to actually make the people legitimately boo him for the right reasons. And I want that to come out. And the second thing I want to come out is I want him to come out with that Tombstone Power Driver. The Undertaker, he's about to retire too. He's several matches away from retiring himself. You know, maybe this might be his last one anyway. But he's on his way out. So why not pass him on the Tombstone? Get rid of that spear, and then somebody in the comment section said, well, "What's wrong with the spear?" Well, nothing's wrong with the spear as a setup move, like Goldberg's spear, then jackhammer. But even when Edge did the spear, I wasn't a big fan of Edge doing the spear. You know, just because it just damn. I tried to compress that. I really did. I apologize, y'all. One of his favorite Edge did the spear. He had that. When he finished up, had that. Finish move, the education, and I thought maybe he was gonna go to that, and they just left that on the cutting room floor. And that's another finishing move somebody can do. Nobody wants it. Earlier in the match, earlier with in the pay per view, Nia Jax did the torture rack. Somebody could have that. Roman Reigns could have the torture rack. In fact, if he wanted to put out the torture rack, he could. He's pretty strong enough to do it. Braun Strowman can do it. A lot of people can do it, but they don't want to for some reason. Anyway, yeah, I really just think the spear is just outdone, and he really needs like a more legitimate finisher, some that's a thing, and something that's that's it's over, and the Tombstone is that, and I think that would be perfect. Give him time to practice it. Let him practice his whole month. Practice it so that there's no Owen Hart, Steve Austin stuff going on. He has it down packed. Boom, boom, boom. So that's what I want out of the Reigns Taker WrestleMania matchup. That's what I want. Um, as for that, the match between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, again, it was okay. Roman Reigns wins. That's that. Then it was the women's championship match. Bayley versus Charlotte Flair, and this was my biggest. The thing that I disliked the most about tonight's pay per view event. I did not like the fact that they ended Charlotte's pay per view winning streak one on Fastlane, and I don't like the way that they went about it. So they had Bayley win on Raw against Charlotte to win the women's championship. That was one. I bet you they did that, and they realized, and then they thought, well, maybe we can do with Charlotte and Bayley what we did with Sasha Banks and Charlotte. Oh, but wait a minute, Charlotte has this pay per view streak, and then maybe the fans are kind of tired of that. That doesn't give the title much meaning. Keep doing it like that. I mean, it doesn't give this division much meaning. Keep doing it like that. Because on one hand, you can say, well, they did that with Charlotte and Sasha Banks to kind of show how even they were when it came to in-ring ability. But listen, Bayley hasn't proven that she can keep up with them here on this level, at least on this level. Not yet on this level. And so it's just. Then I did like the fact that Sasha Banks comes down, and I thought the way we were going to do it, they were going to have Charlotte keep her thing by having Bayley get disqualified. So Charlotte Banks would win by disqualification, keeping her pay per view streak intact going into WrestleMania. And then they could even do at WrestleMania. Where they could do something, they could do a fatal 4-way and not Charlotte get pinned. So then she still has a pay per view winning streak, even though she did not enter the fall at WrestleMania, and then she lost, and then she won by DQ. Damn, when I do these things, I'm just gonna have to yawn to death. Although the way things are going, WrestleMania might be more than likely will be my last live stream rapid reaction. Just because it's probably a lot better for me to do them um, like do them after, right after the pay per view and everything, but doing tape so that then I can edit them out. I can edit out the yawns and everything like that. Edit out me drinking water and things like that, and make it more physical, visually appealing for all of you folks um, who are watching live or who will watch this once this loads up to the YouTube channel. So, but that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that maybe after WrestleMania. Um, but again, as for the match, the match was okay. Again, it was okay. I thought. Again, they're talking about Charlotte telling Bailey's just a fan, and I think that probably needs to stop because I think now after she's done beat her 4 times, she's proven that she's not more than just a fan. So you think you have to stop that? You really do. Although maybe with Charlotte's character, that really that goes into it. She just can't believe she's getting beat by a fan, and so neither here nor there. Again, I didn't like the way it ended. Ending her streak on a pay-per-view like Fastlane. There's nothing wrong with Fastlane, but if you're going to end the streak needs to be ended on one of the big four. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Ends on one of those big four. And maybe it ends on Night of Champions, or maybe it ends something like that as well. But I'd take Night of Champions maybe, but it should end on it should have ended on one of the big four, and it should have ended with a clean pin. This is not a clean pin. This was Sasha Banks interference. So I was just disappointed. This was awful way to go about it. They booked themselves into that corner by putting the title on Bayley. They could have waited till WrestleMania to put the title on Bayley. What I would have liked to have happen is for Charlotte to have the title going into WrestleMania, the Fatal 4-Way match. Bayley the Bellies, Sasha Banks beats her. And Sasha Banks turns heel. Then they fight throughout the rest of the year for that title. At least the rest of the spring and summer, and culminating with a big first ever something match. Maybe the first ever 3 out of 5 falls match or something. Between Sasha Banks and Bayley, but it's whatever. It is what it is. It's not what happened. And see, now I think I now don't want the Fatal 4-Way. Now what I want Nia Jax to face Sasha Banks. I want there to be a number one contenders match Monday or next week. Between Sasha Banks and Nia Jax. I want Charlotte to cause Sasha Banks that match. Nia Jax to go on to face Bayley at WrestleMania. So then I want Sasha Banks and Charlotte to go one more time at WrestleMania. Loser leaves Raw. Because as long as both of these people, both of those wrestlers are on Raw, the creative is just going to keep them going at each other. So for even creative sake, let's put one on Raw, put one on SmackDown. Get them away from each other. So a loser leaves Raw match. Then anything you want, last woman standing, Hell in a Cell, whatever. Whatever match you can come up with, but just make it that. Have one last match. Make them girls do a 5-star classic on WrestleMania last night. Put one on SmackDown. Put one on Raw. Let's end this feud once and for all, please. Okay, so now we go to the title match: Goldberg versus Kevin Owens. Again, this was not unforeseen. We knew Goldberg was going to win. It pretty much also knew that somehow Chris Jericho was going to fight into the match, and he did. There was a bit of stalling by Kevin Owens, and yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm not sure. I thought the bell should have rung first, but I think the reason why they did it is because they wanted, they wanted the quick victory for Goldberg, and so that's what it was. Everybody was saying it was 21 seconds, 21.6 seconds, something like that. So obviously it was very quick and very quick bout for them guys. Chris Jericho came out, distracted Kevin Owens. He lost the title. Goldberg to the heavyweight champion. He'll go into WrestleMania, facing the Universal Championship against Brock Lesnar. I'm sure, Brock Lesnar is going to win. What they could do one of two things. You want to talk about rehashing something? What they could do is they could um, do the same match over again, right? Where Goldberg beats up Brock Lesnar, spears him, jackhammers him. Goldberg's standing there with, and then they bring out the heel Roman Reigns to come out there, take on Goldberg. Stephanie McMahon says, "But we want our title match to go on longer, so we give you another Universal title match." And then they do that, and Roman Reigns wins the heavyweight title. They could do that. They could do that. What they also could do is they could also do something where Goldberg would get hurt before the match, and then that would make it easier for Lesnar to take him out, and for Lesnar for them to have at least a 10-minute match where maybe he would work the arm or he would work the leg or something, and because of that, common sense says this makes Goldberg. Goldberg drops the title to Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar becomes Universal Champion for at least the fact that Brock Lesnar is, he's at least, he's a part timer. I guess he's a full time employee. He works part time. He's a full time employee. He signed an actual, like full time, like 2-year thing, like type that contract. I don't know if Goldberg has it like that. They could do. I guess what they could do is that they could have Goldberg win, and then have Goldberg just and have him do what they did with Brock when he was the actual WWE champion. Not have him on television for a while, and then bring him back every couple months, for him to defend the title. But we have to see. But my guess is Brock Lesnar is going to win. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a WrestleMania preview show before the actual WrestleMania pay-per-view, either that Saturday or early that Sunday, depending on what happens, and I'll do a preview of it. And by then I'll have my predictions locked down and everything. The matches will be locked down. Hopefully no same day WrestleMania matches. Definitely shouldn't do it on WrestleMania. Let alone do it on Fastlane. But we'll see. But my guess is Brock Lesnar wins the Universal title. So, all right. So now going through all of that, here's what WrestleMania looks like, at least from what I can see. You're gonna have the Usos from SmackDown going against the American Alpha for the tag titles. That's the way it looks like it's going. It looks like it's going John Cena, Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice in a mixed tag match. Looks like that's gonna go. Looks like you're gonna have the Intercontinental title on the line between Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin. So you're gonna have that. It looks like you're gonna have Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton, and then it looks like they're gonna screw AJ out of that match, and then AJ's gonna apparently face Shane McMahon. So wow, whatever for that. And then I think you're gonna have, and then on the Raw side, it looks like it's gonna be Roman Reigns against The Undertaker. Looks like it's going to be Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. You have Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, and let's see, you're going to have a confrontation, I guess, between Seth Rollins and Triple H. That looks like that's all going to happen. Coming on, on WrestleMania. So we'll see about the SmackDown Women's title and the Raw Women's title, and the Raw Tag Team title, the United States Championship, and everything like that. Obviously, um, not everything is set in stone. Maybe Shaq and Big Show happens at the last minute. I'm gonna say if nothing is announced tomorrow night and nothing is announced tomorrow night, then it's not going to happen. I guess maybe the next Monday night will be the latest. But for me, if nothing is talked about said tomorrow night, then it's not going to happen between Shaq and the Big Show. So that's it for that. Really quick, what I always like to do with these is I like to um, with these live rapid reactions. I like to go through Twitter really quick, and I like to see what some of the Twitter people are saying about it. Uh, there's also Raw Talk. Yeah, there's some stuff about Raw Talk. I got Raw Talk paused. I will watch Raw Talk afterwards. Actually, I should have said. Let's see, it's almost 11 o'clock. Probably gonna be wanting to continue playing thing for a couple of hours. So we'll see. But maybe I just want to play. Yeah. Even though I gotta get up early and everything, I don't want to play because Call of Duty, the double bubble is happening and whatever. So, Jesus Christ, it's not. My heavens, what are you putting on this? Putting some nasty stuff on this stuff. Um, yeah, a lot of people are not too happy about. Like, I like this guy. This guy says, as much as I like Goldberg, this does nothing but continue to prove CM Punk right. Now I'm not sure what CM Punk's talking about. He was talking about his he was talking about his speech after he left the WWE and he went on and he talked about WWE after he left, or he was talking about that the pipe bomb where he's talking about that it would be better off when Vince dies. WWE would be better off when Vince dies. I'm not sure which one he's talking about, but so we'll see. Okay, we'll see. Oh well, okay. Well, see, another guy said, okay, he was. I think the other guy I just read was talking about what CM Punk said afterwards because the guy under him in the Twitter line, he has this. Picture this. I guess this is from CM Punk. I've thought this for a while now, but this confirms it. WrestleMania isn't for us. It's not for the hardcore people who love wrestling. It's become something much larger, and is now the way to bring back super casual or non-fans into the show. Brock vs. Goldberg attracts so many more people on the edge of wrestling. They remember liking that guy that one time. They remember hearing about how awesome someone used to be, and then they sign up, tune in, and WWE gets paid big money. Of course, there will be good matches, some standout moments, but Mania doesn't have to have a main event that means anything anymore because casuals don't care about how amazing KO versus Zayn for the title could be. We're in the era of part-time mania. So apparently CM Punk has that to say. Um, I'm guessing that's what this guy is. Or maybe CM Punk didn't say that. Let me take that back. Maybe CM Punk didn't say that, and maybe that's something else. I mean, maybe that's just from another type of interview or something. So I'm not sure. Yeah, there is a lot of hate. So, all right, folks. Yeah, seems to be a lot of hate for this match. Um, so a lot of people seem to be very upset. Um, by the way, just really quick, somebody post down in the comments, were those Jordans that Roman Reigns was wearing in his match? I'm certain those were Jordans. Black and then the butter. Those were nice. Those were nice. That a slight change, for Roman Reigns. I like that. New shoes were kind of in. I like that. Keep those shoes going. Maybe that's a sign that he's going down some type of path. So I like that. All right, y'all. That's going to be it for me this evening. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you thought. Did you like this WWE Fastlane? What did you think about it? What was your grade? Anything? The matches? Were you upset at anything like that? Any pros or cons? Put them down in the comment section. You know, if you're watching this later on, please like this video, share it with all your family and friends, and make sure that you always hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to not only me, A Triple 20, but also my gaming channel, A Triple 20 Gaming. All right. So that's gonna be it for this evening. Your boy AJ Trip. As always, be good to each other, y'all. And I am out. The next live rapid reaction will be WrestleMania. So I will see you then on the rapid reaction phase. Otherwise, I will catch you in probably the next day or two with a couple of videos. So always make sure you want to hit that subscribe button to find out when I'm coming up next. All right, y'all. I'm out.